Perfect. We are live. It shows that we are running right now. Everyone can hear us okay?
What?
Oh, wait. Should I not be in full screen so I can see?
No, yeah, if you want.
Cool.
Yeah, we are good. Everyone can hear us. The audio is good. All right, guys. Welcome back to Chit and Geek Out. I'm your host, Steven. And today on the show, we are joined by the team of the minds behind Radio Silent. You guys may know them from making the movies Ready or Not and Scream 2022, the newest addition to the franchise, what everyone's looking so forward to. Please welcome to the show Matt Bettinelli-Olpin, Chad Villella, and Tyler Gillett.
What's up? Yeah, great
Happy
job.
to be here, Steven.
Yeah,
Thanks for having us,
that
man.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was well done.
Thank you guys so
We
much.
got the intro. We nailed the intro. Now it's smooth sailing from here on out.
Exactly. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. I know you guys are probably getting, a lot of attention for what you guys have been doing lately for your film career, especially with the new Scream movie coming out. And you guys just got signed onto a new movie called Reunion that's getting made from MGM. So yeah, let's go ahead and start chatting. If you guys have any questions that are watching the live chat, just let me know. I did have some questions come in before the show, so I'll try to get to as many of those as I can. But yeah, so for your upcoming projects, I know we're going to be getting to Scream soon, but for MGM Reunion, can you guys tell us a little bit anything about that project? I know it's fairly new and in the works.
Yeah, it's very new. In fact, we just received the latest draft about 20 minutes ago from Guy.
Wow.
And it's just it's going to be a lot of fun diving back into it and seeing where we're at with everything and getting the entire Ready or Not team back together. So it's going to be us with Guy Busick writing, Jamie Vanderbilt producing again, Trip Vincent, Tara Farney. So a lot of the same faces and a lot of the people we love working with. So we're very excited to open up this next draft and see how depraved we got with it. Which was the note from MGM is go more crazy, go wilder. Let's see if we can get it there. So that's where we're at.
I love how you managed to talk about the project without saying anything about the project.
I'm a spoiler-free guy.
That was wild.
Yeah.
Now, was the script for Reunion, has it been in the works for a while? Because I know also Ready or Not, that script was prior was 3 years before you guys actually shot it. Has Reunion been in the works for a while now?
Yeah, it was something that Guy actually pitched to us right on the heels of us finishing Ready or Not. He came in with the same group of guys and it was like, I've got this really weird idea for a high school reunion movie that has a fucking crazy shape-shifting monster bend to it. And he just sort of had this very sort of simple kind of bare bones idea that over the course of the last year, he turned into this amazing script that's gross and scary and funny and all the shit that we love. But Guy is one of those just talents that I will work with him for their lives. He nails that tone that's so hard to nail, and he does it really effortlessly. He's really incredible.
That's awesome. We don't really see a lot of monster films anymore, so if it's going that route, that's going to be kind of interesting.
Yeah, I think that's what's really exciting about it. Yeah.
And we
want
to be able to do a lot of it practical. That's to go back to the roots is kind of one of the main things that we're looking forward to with it.
Oh yeah, practical is always better in my opinion. And for you guys, as far as I can tell, you guys obviously do a lot of horror movies. So getting introduced to films and wanting to join the industry, did you guys always have the intention of just joining and making horror films, or did any kind of other subgenres interest you? Or
I mean, I think we are kind of genre freaks for horror, but also for adventure, comedy, sci-fi. So if you look back at our old stuff that we started working together on, it often was at least two of those, if not 3 or 4 of those genres mashed into one.
Yeah.
And horror and comedy were always kind of the main two that we were kind of just buttressing up against each other.
Oh yeah.
And so honestly, it's why when Scream came around, we were like, what? Holy shit. That's exactly the kind of stuff we love. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah,
And
we love all of it.
you know, you guys are doing one of probably one of the hardest jobs, is because obviously you guys, because you're just talking about Scream, obviously Wes Craven's no longer around, and you guys are pretty much filling in for him. So was that a hard challenge for you guys as filmmakers? Because you guys been doing film for a while, a lot of short films, and you've been getting your name around more often now from all these mainstream movies you've been doing, like Ready or Not and Scream and all that stuff. So like, was that a challenge for you guys to do that? Were you kind of scared at the beginning? Like, were you thinking, I don't know if we should do this, I don't want to mess it up, or any of those type of thoughts?
I mean, yeah, I think that there was certainly like a level of anxiety going into it, but for us, I think just approaching it as fans first was really there was a comfort in that for us. We were such huge fans of the original films and of everything that Wes and Kevin have done, that there was something scary but also kind of comforting about it, because we were so familiar with all of the work that it weirdly felt like, oh yeah, we know this. It influenced in so many ways that it was sort of there was something, it sort of felt oddly like a homecoming, because they designed the tone that we have tried to nail our entire time working together. And then we had an incredible script, and everyone was so generous. The legacy cast that was returning, they were so giving and so willing to to go on the ride with us again, that all of that anxiety, certainly it was there, and the need to, and the desire to do those films, to do Wes justice and do Kevin justice was a huge thing. But at the end of the day, we just had a huge amount of support to make it feel special, and we think we did that. We think we made something really fun.
Yeah.
Got a long way to go,
for sure.
It's still in the works. Still in the works.
I think, though, obviously, is that without Kevin Williamson, we wouldn't have a Scream, period. So I think for him to be a part of your project is very special, and for him to approve it and to be on set, I'm sure I'm sure that was a good comfort for you guys to have him around, especially the original trio that everyone can't wait to see back on the big screen. And honestly, for me, I never thought I would ever see another Scream movie throughout my lifetime, because when Scream 4 came out, I was in elementary school, and I haven't seen any Scream movies on the big screen before. So I think, I don't know, it's going to be a very interesting thing to see, because everyone's anxious about it. I don't think anyone was expecting it. Have you guys, by any chance, seen this TV series that came out a while back on MTV? Sorry.
I watched it.
Yeah.
Am I the only one?
No,
I think you're the only
watched
one.
it.
I didn't watch it.
I mean, we did a fair amount. We did a deep dive on everything Scream related once. Outside of our love of the films, it was like, okay, there's always homework to do when you're getting ready to make a project, especially something like this.
Well, how'd you guys land the project? Did one of the studios see your work on Ready or Not and say, this is a good opportunity to get these upcoming directors and filmmakers making this movie?
Yeah, well, we're insanely fortunate to be able to do Ready or Not, and that was with Jamie Vanderbilt and William Sherrick and the Project X guys, Paul Neinstein.
Chad, coming through with the names today.
I am. I just got to give thanks where thanks is due. They definitely need thanks. Yeah, and we're sure. Honestly, we owe a lot to them, and I think the more grateful that we can show everybody that you need others to help you out every now and then.
Everybody follow Paul Neinstein on Instagram.
Right.
Follow Paul Neinstein on Instagram.
Yeah, just everybody bomb. Yeah, go after Paul's account now and just follow.
I mean, we have a nod to Brad Miska in every movie we've made, right? Because he hooked us up with VHS.
Right.
That's how long our Let's Be Grateful goes on. That was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So we stay very grateful along the way. But anyways, William and Jamie asked us to come in to do a general meeting with Spyglass Entertainment, and we were going in, and it was with Gary Barber, who's in charge of Spyglass, and obviously he owns the entire library now of that used to be Weinstein Company rights plus others that is now Spyglass. So we thought we were going in for just a general, and then I remember Jamie calling us, and we were all getting on the line, and he's like, "All right, guys, so just go in there and be normal, or more or less, he was trying to give us little tips on what to do in the meeting. We're like, I think it's just a general meeting. We're just going to go in and say, hi, what's up? We made Ready or Not. You like it? So we went in there, and then we found out in that meeting that Gary did ask Jamie to write Scream. And our reaction about being insanely excited that somebody we knew was going to write the new Scream was just fascinating to us, because it's just so in our DNA as filmmakers. So that was the meeting. And then we walked out, and it was a little while later, they asked us if we wanted to be a part of it. And we were like, oh God, please let us do whatever we can to be a part of it and to do it justice.
Yeah, that's amazing. For the script to get picked up by the company, it obviously means that there's something special about it. Because I'm sure other people have tried writing scripts for like Scream sequels before. So that's awesome. And obviously, my understanding is that they mentioned they released the previous films. Who's producing this one? Is there a group of different people?
So it is Spyglass Entertainment, which is Gary Barber's company. So, and then they're the rights holders of the original Scream.
Okay.
And then it's in association with Paramount Pictures, and they'll be distributing for us. So everything will be going through the Paramount distribution center. So we should have that cool fanfare at the beginning, because I'm pretty big on fanfare. I loved our Fox fanfare. That was like my favorite one. It's still my ringtone. It's been my ringtone for 7 years. But now I might have to switch over to the Paramount fanfare.
Now it's just 20. What does it say now? What's the new
20th Century Films?
20th Century Studios.
20th Century Studios?
Studio, that's it. Yeah.
It's like, again, weird marketing on going there with that one. Just like immediately outdate yourself in a way to bridge into the future is like by naming it after last century. But
Oh,
well.
I mean, the Paramount fanfare, though, that's like Indiana Jones. I mean,
yeah, exactly. That's it. It's so good. Yeah.
Now, the question that I got asked the most before tonight's show from fans, which I was kind of wondering too, was obviously because I don't know how much say you have in making this decision for the production, but were you guys okay with it being called Scream like the original, or did you guys want it to be called Scream 5? What was your intention? That's the most controversial thing that everyone is talking about.
It is.
Let's just say that we can't speak to that because we don't want spoiler alerts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair. Yeah.
Well
no,
played.
that's
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go, guys. The answer is the question is answered. So everyone,
we're sorry if you lose followers.
Apologize for that shitty answer, but it'll make sense eventually.
No, honestly, obviously Halloween, they did the same thing, and now they're making a new trilogy. So hopefully you guys get to do the same with these ones. Who knows? You guys can't say anything, but it might be possible if it does well in the box office. So fingers crossed.
Knock wood for that too.
But that's amazing, guys. Like, it must be such a big, deal to you guys to be able to land that role, especially if you guys have been fans since it came out. You probably didn't even think this would be ever possible in your lifetime.
There wasn't a day on set where we weren't just like blown away.
What are we doing?
I even, and we the three of us have talked about this a lot, but like I had this like crazy, almost out of body experience when we were watching our editor's assembly of the movie, thinking like, half my brain was doing what you always do when you watch an editor's assembly, which is, okay, did we get the movie? How is this going to become the movie we want it to become? And luckily, we have an amazing editor on this, and Michelle Aller, Chad. I'm sorry, I stole your thunder on the names, but and it was in great shape. And I had this weird, like, out of body experience because I also, as a fan of Scream, was like, I'm watching the new Scream, and that's incredible. Like, holy shit! Like, which is none of us have ever had that experience before.
No.
Watching something we're fans of while we're making it.
Yeah. No, it's insane.
It's very bizarre,
It's so wild. Yeah.
Do you guys have a lot to do with post-production, with the editing, or is it mainly just from post-production stuff?
Yeah, I mean, we sit with the editor every day until the movie's done. And part of that is just we, came up we taught ourselves a lot of those processes, and I think just have a real genuine love for all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And certainly work with people who are far more qualified to have those jobs than we are. But it's just a thing. We just love it so much. We love being close to the material, and there's a lot that goes, into shaping a movie and that over the course of that process, especially something that is so tonally specific as Scream. What you include and what you omit is everything. Like that's so important in just, ultimately like crafting the kind of vision for what the thing is.
Most definitely. I think everyone freaked out when they saw Stu's house because they know that we're gonna get some original, maybe possibly flashbacks or just present time of playing homage to the original. So I think people are really looking forward to that. And obviously we could see that with Kevin's photos and especially a lot of the cast and crew that are posting photos. So everyone's really excited for that. Now, can you say anything about it besides, you can't spoil anything obviously, but can you say anything that doesn't really spoil anything for the fans? Like what can they expect?
Somebody gets
We should have thought of
stabbed.
this one ahead.
Someone gets stabbed.
Yeah.
Ghostface makes an appearance.
Ghostface is in it.
Oh God, it's so, I don't know. It's
I'm
so
really
tricky.
trying to think of something. Like,
You guys
I
probably
think
have so many things in your mind that you can say. Really, I can't say it.
here's the thing I will say is it's so hard for us to talk about it like on a story level without getting excited. It'd be so easy once we started talking about it to not accidentally fuck up. So so it's more out of just being cautious. Like there's so much that we can't wait for people to see and to share with people. But oh man, it's just such a slippery slope. It's such a slippery slope.
and it's weird too because we're not in that position of like the preciousness of like, oh God, like no one can know what amazing thing we're doing. Like that's not where we come from. For us, it's just very clearly like the less you know, the more enjoyable the movie is.
Yeah.
And then our other big here, I got something we can say is we are very conscious in the edit, and we were conscious of it on set too, but of trying to make a movie like the original Screams, where it's really enjoyable the first time you watch it, but it's also hopefully enjoyable on subsequent viewings. Like I mean, we've probably collectively watched the original Scream 450 times in the last like 6 months.
It's so fun,
it's so good.
Yeah, it never ever gets not good. Like ever. I mean, I was watching some of it last night.
New
it was
shit.
the 24-year reunion or anniversary, and it was like this is just
Yesterday
as good as
was-
when I watched it a week ago.
Yep. And
Yeah.
there's not only is it as good, but there are still new discoveries. Every single viewing, I'm like, oh, whoa, that is a crazy choice. I can't. Yeah, it's a huge bar to set.
Right.
Tell us this. You guys got to work with the original trio, and that must have been an amazing experience for you guys. Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. How was it working with them?
Fantastic.
Can't say enough. Great.
Yeah, it was a dream come true. I mean, it was just surreal every day.
Truly.
They are. It's everything you want meeting your idols to be. I mean, honestly, they were incredibly generous and so talented and just like really you could tell wanted to be there. And that they're a part of a family that Wes and Kevin built 25 years ago. And I think that they really take that really seriously, that connection. And you can really see it in how they welcomed us into this process. They were just so wonderful.
Us, and that was such a big thing for us. Part of the big shoes to fill was creating that family, and that went into casting where it was like, how are we going to have something that continues that lineage where it's not just we work together and whatever, we know each other, but there's something deeper, which is, just really special.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They also just know those characters. Like you think you know those characters as a fan, and then you work with the actors who've been playing them for so many years in so many films, and just the level of sort of depth and nuance that they understand them with is really was so fun to watch.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't the 24th anniversary of it coming out last weekend?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
That's
yesterday's
crazy.
the anniversary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been that long. It does not feel like it, but that's
No, it doesn't. Yeah.
No, but it also does.
It definitely does
That
not.
was insane.
everyone in the live chat saying they're excited everyone's excited. No, as I said, no one thought this was ever going to happen, so everyone's super pumped and excited to see this happen. Now for you guys, let me see. I know this. Okay, my friend Brian, he told me, ask him this question. I'm like, I don't think they're going to be able to answer this, but I'm going to say it anyways. He says, I know you can't reveal the plot, but knowing the Scream timeline, don't you think it would have made sense to have Randy fake his own death and be the mastermind of Ghostface? Live to teach the son they may have conceived with Karen Kolchak that night at the video store.
Okay.
I love
Yeah,
this
I
theory.
It's very specific. Yeah.
I love it.
There you go, Brian.
Have you just, what's he been doing for the last 23 years?
I guess
Just plotting, planning.
Yeah.
I mean,
closing down every blockbuster. Yeah.
Exactly. Have you guys got a lot of fan theories coming in at all? What have you guys been reading?
Oh, so many. It's one of the most.
fun.
It's been one of the most fun parts of like just joining the community in this way. It's like it's honestly it's one of the reasons why it's so hard to talk about it, because
Most
the
definitely.
fans are so smart and they're so meticulous that like the level of detail and the level of forensic analysis with all of the movies is, I mean, it's what makes it so awesome to be a part of it. And it's why the movies are so great. There's just, the standard is so high.
Yeah.
But yes, we've been flooded with amazing fan theories.
That's awesome.
I will say this. Another thing we can say is that it kind of in line with the fan theories is we took like extra measures throughout the movie to make sure there are a ton of Easter eggs and tons of little things for fans of just the first
Fans
one,
love that.
the first four, like, so kind of no matter what your level of knowledge of Scream is, brand new or like I know every fucking line from every movie, there will be fun things for you to discover in the new one.
Awesome. Well, what is your favorite line from the original?
I didn't just spoil anything, did I?
No.
Okay.
I mean, maybe. Oh, there's Paramount calling.
Sorry.
I mean, no, like, do you have a favorite quote from the original movie?
I love the. Well, I like that. I was 24 for a whole year. 20. What is that? Dewey. And then right before that,
I'm 25. I was 24 for a whole year.
For a whole year.
A whole year. Yeah.
I love it when it's like she sits next to me in English class. Not anymore.
Liver alone. Yeah.
I think Lever Alone's a lot of people's favorites. I love that line.
Yeah.
So.
Liver alone.
Oh, Matt Lillard.
It's so good.
One of a kind.
As far as release date goes, we are looking at 2022. Is there any chance of us getting it any sooner in 2021?
No.
That's not
I don't
up
think
there.
so.
We don't know. We have no say.
No, I think I think they're going
We
to
want
keep
people
it
to see it as soon as possible. We'd love for everyone to see it as soon as it's done.
Hold up. I want to know how Chad was so sure of that.
I like our date. I like that it's like going to be a year removed from 2020, and you know the hardships that theater chains have gone through, and I think it's a movie you definitely want to see in a theater with other people around, and like the bigger, more packed theater, the better, so you could really get that full experience. Like obviously, you know, we would love to make things for both, you know, the streamers also, but I think this movie especially needs to be in a theater
In
with a
case
group
any
of
of you
people.
streamers are watching.
Right.
Exactly.
Please,
We love the streamers.
We'll do that too. But Scream is a movie you need to see in a theater.
yeah, no, that's very true. Like we made it. We very much made it with that communal experience in mind.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully all that answered all of the fans' questions that are watched right now. I know they can't talk too much about Scream, but obviously keep an eye out. Follow them on social media, guys. I left Tyler's, Matt's, and Chad's. I left their Twitter, Instagram, and IMDb. So if you guys want to keep updated with like any news and all that stuff, definitely give them a follow. And overall, we gotta wait it out, because the thing is, once it comes out, that's it. Then we have to wait for another one to come out. So you might as well enjoy the waiting process, because once it comes out, the hype's gonna go down, and you're always looking forward to something, right? Even the new Halloween movie, everyone was looking so forward to it. Then once it's out, and that's it. So you guys, we definitely have to enjoy the process.
Enjoy the anticipation. Yeah.
Yes. But moving on, I want to know, as far as you guys, because obviously you guys did a lot of short films when you first started your career, doing more feature films now. How do you find yourself structuring a scare within the script? What do you find the best way of doing that is for you guys?
I think for us, you go for it. Go ahead. I was going to say, for us, I think one of the things that we always look for, and this is maybe not a super specific answer in terms of just structure, but there are so many amazing films out there, and so many different types of scares that have been done so well by so many filmmakers, that I think for us, we always are just looking for a way to subvert the things that we've seen before. That those formulas that work so well, they've become so ingrained in audiences, and there's a certain level of expectation when you get that familiar sense as a viewer that, oh, I'm being walked down this very specific path towards this very specific outcome. And for us, we're always just looking for ways to kind of flip those conventions on their ear a little bit, and hopefully ultimately deliver the same thing, right? Deliver that moment, but along the way, kind of throw people a little bit off by just subverting things, going, stepping left when you think it's going to step right.
Right.
And the only thing I'd add to that is that we look at it with the smallest moment, like what is the moment of the cut or the character reacting or whatever that is, to bird's eye view from how does this fit into the whole story, so that there's some form of pace. So it's not just jump scare, tension, or because I think one of the things that's been interesting to watch over the last decade is people went so far away from jump scares that then they forgot to make anything with jolts. So it's then it becomes everything becomes a slow burn. And how do you find that nice pace where it's just when you think it's slow burn time, it's fast time, and then vice versa. And really and that goes back to what Tyler's saying about just really trying to play with expectations and make sure that people don't get bored of just the same onslaught of whatever it is.
Yeah, and one of the fun things
I
about
think just
Scream is that. Oh, go ahead, Chad.
No, I was just going to add to that too. It's a lot of that tension that you want to live in. I think what we like to do a lot, instead of ending it with a scare, we might end it with a joke or a laugh. So you get that the fun of the movie, and you're not just waiting on scare after scare. There are tension moments that will have a different type of release at the end of it, and just living in that as well.
I think specifically with Scream, one of the fun things is that every scare, all of those sequences, they have such a specific identity. You can mention, oh, that's the one where Sydney has to climb out of the back seat of the cop car, and it's so the craft of what it is, the tension of what it is so specific. And I know one of the things that we really dug in on with this upcoming movie and with the writers, and then all throughout the process on set, was making sure that those moments all have a very specific kind of identity, that you could sort of sum up what the kind of scare sequence is with one sort of single pitch or one single line.
As far as you were saying too, you need that comedy aspect to it. That just makes it glide and go so much smoother. Now, when you guys direct and make a film, how do you go about on setting a performance? Do you let the actors bring it their first take, or do you say, oh, do what you kind of want? I'm looking for this, or do you are you always by a certain type of structure? You know what you want exactly, or do you want them to have fun with it?
I mean, I'd say it's different for everybody. I mean, I think every actor is different, and every actor has their own kind of process, and a lot of our job is just to facilitate that the best way we can in terms of what we're doing. And so some people like to know exactly what you want ahead of time, and sometimes it's better to just do it a few times, figure out what's not working, adjust that, and go from there. But it's very much a case by case basis and depends on the actor and what works best for them.
Yeah, and so much of that is just casting the right people, like, you know, having a sense of what their strengths are, and then just playing into them. I think that's the main thing, right?
Use those at all.
Yeah, but that's like when you find friction with people, it's because you have sort of your instincts are in opposition, and for us, it's just about finding like-minded people. And
yeah, guys, I'm watching 13 Reasons Why right now, and we made a good choice with Bill and Manette.
Yes, we did. We did.
Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. Obviously, too, especially if you have time to do a rehearsal and dry run the day before shooting, that definitely helps a lot for blocking and all that stuff. That's what I learned, because then it's just failing when actually shooting. You know what you want because you already went over it the day before.
And it's funny, the blocking. Oh, sorry. I was going to say the blocking thing is funny because, like, we'll sit in the room. The three of us will, you know, pound our heads together over how we think the scene should happen and take place and what that blocking should be. Then we'll sit, especially on this movie, we'll sit with our DP, whose name is Chad
Brett Jukowitz.
And so then the four of us will sit in a room together and, you know, be like, well, this, and like really argue it out. Like, why would they ever walk from here to there?
Yeah.
And then we get on set, and then we go through that process again, and then the actors come in. So we've already gone through it 5 times. And then the actors come in, and I would say 9 out of 10 times have a better idea on top of ours, that becomes what you actually see.
Mm-hmm.
It's just an endless process, really.
It is, and there's so many things that you could do. Like, that's what I learned too from doing my first one. I was like, you can just do so much, and it's like obviously having someone else's input. Like, you guys have each other. It's good to have that, because what you think might not actually be as good as someone else's idea, and what to do as far as, you know, dry rehearsals and doing all that stuff and blocking days before shooting. So that's awesome that you guys have each other. And as far as you guys, what I'm mistaken is that, Chad, you do like all the overview stuff, and Matt, are you the one that kind of directs the actors, and then Tyler, do you mainly direct the like cinematography and all the camera work and all that stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's how it shakes out often on set. You know, for us, we spend so much time in prep, just getting on the same page with everything and trying to make as many of the infinite number of choices you have to make as possible. Yeah. But yeah, when we're on set, you know, and a lot of that is just, I think, certainly like a natural aptitude, but also background, like how we kind of came up and what our sort of interests are and how we sort of evolved, you know, as a trio over working together for the last 11 years. But it's all for us about efficiency, you know, and just really like trying to maximize the number of takes, the number of setups, like the amount of cool shit that you can do during the day. And yeah, it hasn't let us down yet, knock on wood. Again.
Is there any plans for you guys to return back to YouTube by like posting more content? Because that was like your
we'd love to.
Watching you guys short films on there, I'm like, I hope they come more, like they post more stuff on there, because like it's like you guys haven't posted anything like a while now. So are you guys having any plans to come back and do more?
No, I mean I was just like, we had our online thing was, you know, it was called Chad, Matt, and Rob, and honestly for us, once Rob left, we were sort of like, well, there is no more Chad, Matt, and Rob. So we became Radio Silence.
Yeah,
and that was when we went from doing YouTube to VHS, which was our first part of the movie. And yeah, it's like what Tyler or Chad, one of you were just saying, like it'd be really fun. I mean, we still have the channel. We just don't ever use it.
It's still there.
we left that YouTube game right before it was something you could make a career doing.
Totally.
We got out just in time, guys.
You guys have a lot of subscribers and a lot of views, so I would keep it up. Now, obviously, Devil's Due was one of your early work. What do you guys think you've learned from that experience, from years of directing and producing?
From Devil's Due?
Yeah.
One of you guys want to take this? Last time I did, it went off the rails.
Right? Yeah. Can you repeat the question again?
Devil's Due, like what have you guys learned from that experience that you guys, you know, are doing now through directing and producing?
I think.
I mean, it was such a Chad. This is Chad.
I just have a simple answer to that. I think like the thing that we learned is to be more attentive in early marketing meetings and things like that. We want to make sure that that they're selling the movie that we made. So they're not like expecting one thing and getting something else. Like when we went into making Devil's Due, we knew what we were making, like a horror version of The Notebook is the way we sold it to the head of the studio at the time. And it was supposed to be like that. It was a relationship deteriorating because of like an extracurricular event. And now and then they sold it like The Conjuring, and people wanted like a jump scare every 30 seconds, and it wasn't that type of movie. So it was like that's kind of that was the thing we learned a little bit about, was like staying focused on that.
I would also say that to go back to what I was saying earlier about like the finding the ebb and the flow of the pace and all that when it comes to the scares and the tension. I mean, I think we went a little far. I'm going off the rails again. Sorry, guys. I think we went a little far in that movie.
It's a post-mortem, a Devil's Due.
9 years later, 8 years later. We really focused on like we don't care about the jolts and the jump scares and we really steered into like kind of the slow burn of it. And it's something that I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah,
maybe.
And I would say,
you know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. Like, I would say the thing that I think we learned too is that we showed up and we did what we always did, and I think that's the thing we're really proud of. That regardless of like how the movie was marketed, how it was released, like what the sort of metric of its success was. Like we showed up and we made that movie the way that we would have told that story if you had given us that script and the money and we were totally unaffiliated with the studio. Like, I think that we really like went and did that thing in as like gritty and kind of down and dirty a way as we would have if it wasn't a Fox movie. And I honestly, I think that's the reason why, you can make a movie like that. And again, I think that it's safe to say that it's not considered a smash hit in any way, shape, or form, but that we made something and that the process was something that people were really really happy to be a part of. Like we built something, we built a community and a process that was really amazing and really fun. And I don't think that we would change a single moment of that. Like it was a really incredibly, incredibly awesome experience. And there's just a lot of variables at work with any project. And sometimes it's the right movie for the right time. And sometimes it's not. And that just is what it is. That's just a part of the risk of doing what we do.
Yeah.
I will say too that one of the kind of like weird postmortems of that movie too is that like you hear about like director jail. I mean, we couldn't get a movie made after that to save our lives, but because like Brad Miska, who I mentioned earlier from Bloody Disgusting, who put together VHS, he had been on us since VHS to put together another movie with him. And so after that, we're like, all right, let's get back in touch with Brad about this thing and figure something else out, because we still want to do this. We still want to tell stories. And so that's what led directly to Southbound was what's the most like down and dirty, gritty thing we can go do with friends, fuck everything. What do we want to do? And then that worked out really well for us, and that was also a great experience in terms of working with a bunch of people we like, love, and respect.
We would have waited around for a long time. If we had just been waiting for that next studio phone call, we'd probably still be waiting for that phone call, guys.
We'll always find something to do. Yeah.
Well, knowing what you guys know now, what advice would you give to upcoming filmmakers? And, say that you're also, you sold your first film to a distributor. What's next? How'd you guys find an agent? And was it difficult for you guys? Like, how was the early beginning process for you guys on like becoming filmmakers?
I mean,
I don't know. Go.
Easy answer that I think we've probably given a million times, but is probably the most true, is find people you like and have similar creative, but not exactly the same, but similar, like creative impulses, and work with them. Because that's what we've been doing. And it insulates you from all of that bullshit. Like, you don't care about an agent. The minute we stopped caring about an agent and stopped caring about all that stuff, then it started happening, because we only had each other that we had to answer to. And I think that's invaluable. Like, if you're chasing something, you might never catch it. If you're creating something that you like and that makes your friends happy and makes you happy, hopefully it works beyond that, but it's sort of like trust your gut and just keep doing it. I think that's the other one we always talk about. We made a bunch of dumbass shorts that are still available on YouTube. But you don't
give us those clicks. Give us those clicks.
Some people, come out of the gate swinging and they hit a home run and they're fantastic and they're amazing. And that is not us. We are people who just kept our nose down, kept our head down, learned what we want to do and what our voice was and where it fit in the kind of world of movies. And I think the only reason we were able to do that is because we have each other to just kind of do it together with.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that does, just having people to work with, is it sort of demystifies the process. I think that there's this like fear or this anxiety that to make a good story, to make a good short film, to make a good feature, whatever it is you're trying to do, that there's this weird magic that you either have or you don't have. And it's such bullshit. It really is bullshit. It's just about doing the same thing over and over and over again and getting better at it. And if you have people that you trust who will tell you hey man, I think we can do this better and do it in a kind way that's actually productive and collaborative, then you'll get better. And that's what we've been doing together now for a long time.
Yeah. Just keep making. Just keep creating.
Yeah. Especially if you guys share the same passions, obviously. So that makes it a lot enjoyable and easier probably too for you guys.
Yeah. And I'll say at the other end of that thing, and this kind of goes back to what you were asking earlier about what have we learned. It's make sure no matter what, before you go into production, that you love the script and don't think that anything is going to get solved when you're shooting, because you have 8 million fucking things to do while you're shooting. And one of them is definitely not, maybe this will get better if we add some popcorn to the scene. I mean, that shit happens, but don't count on it.
Right.
Yeah, the process doesn't get easier the closer you get to the making of the thing. It never
probably not going to love the movie.
And you always have just about 90% of what you need.
Yeah, totally.
Just always.
You are
time, money, anything. It's always going to be just 90% of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say 60%, but
maybe. It's just enough.
Well, I appreciate that advice. I'm sure everyone else does that, is upcoming filmmakers are trying to get in the industry, because obviously it's a hard business to get into, and especially you have to work on the right projects and the right people to get what you want. And I'm going to go ahead and I have a couple more questions here that I'm going to answer a couple fan questions. I know a lot of them has to do about the Scream movie. So maybe we'll end up one of those. But for me, obviously, you guys worked with some amazing people so far in your career. Who's one person you hope to work with one day?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Zendaya's another one. Just a huge fan.
I want to go work with this cast again. I want to make Scream 5 again.
Yeah.
Scream 6.
Yeah.
I will say this: one of the true joys that we get to experience making something, especially when it's an ensemble, is you get to work with people that you may not have been incredibly aware of prior to having them on set. We've met some of the most amazing people. It is truly one of the coolest things that we get to do. Working with Samara Weaving, not somebody who we knew or were had any sort of. I mean, we'd seen her movies, but we weren't super familiar with her, and she's one of the most incredible actors we'll ever work with. I mean, it's just such a cool. It's a really privileged, awesome thing to get to do.
Of course. How about you, Chad? Anyone in particular?
Man, it's such a hard question. I'm going with Michael Keaton, just because.
Good answer.
Bro.
It has that Pittsburgh feel. The Steelers game is about to start in 5 minutes. I was like, oh, cool. I'm going to go with somebody from Pittsburgh, and Michael Keaton's he's up there on my list.
That's awesome.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. All right, I'm gonna look at some questions. I got a lot on the Scream Facebook groups, fans that are. I figured I'd try to get the ones that aren't too spoiler. That kind of just are good questions here. But obviously, obviously you guys are fans of horror movies. Are you guys a fan of remakes and like reboots? Where like is it what? Well, because Scream that you guys are doing now, it's kind of a reboot sequel. But did you guys want to be more of that than a remake?
I don't think we would have done it if it was a remake, and I also don't think Jamie and Guy would have written it as a remake. I don't think that was ever even like in the cards. You know, it's for us.
Yeah.
We talk the same amount of shit about movies that get made in the studio system as everybody else. Where you look at like the list of studio movies being made, and it's Scream 5 and fucking whatever 8 and whatever 20, and it's like, who gives a fuck? Make something new. So
Right.
now we have become what we talk about.
We get to self-flagellate now.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but that is something we were conscious of while making the movie, because what we think the best ones of those are always the ones that have a deep love for the original and also try to make something new. And when it's just make something new, no thanks. And when it's just nostalgia porn, no thanks. It has to be some version of both.
Yeah, a fresh take.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Last, I'm going to do 2 fan questions here, which I found these ones are probably could possibly answer. The first one was, when can we expect a first teaser, official trailer? And also, is Marco Beltrami composing the music score again?
So no idea about the teaser. We would love to obviously, again, share everything as soon as humanly possible. We're just still pecking away at the edit. I mean, hopefully we'll have something to start getting that process, the more marketing specific process going in the next few months. But I would be doing a disservice to the fans if I made any projection about that.
Yeah, and we're in the protected director's cut until the mid to late February. So the studio is not even going to see anything until then. So it might be end of first quarter, early second quarter before they decide they want to get something into marketing's hands to get out into the world. So yeah, not anytime soon, unfortunately.
How about as far as Marco goes, the composer? Is there any plans? I'm pretty sure Roger L. Jackson's returning as Ghostface, the voice. But any plans for the composer?
That's out there, right?
That's true. Yeah, that was announced in Brazil.
We'd be idiots to not. Yeah.
Yeah, but
yes,
definitely doing it.
Yes, he is.
He's amazing. He sounds the same. Like when you meet him,
he's incredible.
It's the same. He's great.
Yeah.
But
so incredible.
Marco, did you guys hear any news yet about him? I know that's probably nothing. Like it's going to be published online anyways. But do you know if he's composing the score at all or not?
This is one that I don't know what we can say, guys. Anybody know?
Yeah, I don't know either.
No, I don't know. This might be a plead the fifth.
I just try to pull because a lot of the questions they were good, but obviously there are questions that you guys can't answer in spoilers. But I figured we'd end up.
Well, do you guys want to know the killers? Is that like?
Yeah, we don't know the killers. No, I figured I'd try to get to a couple good screen questions for the close off fan questions, and I appreciate everyone that has been watching and sending in your questions. It's been really fun. Thank you very much, Matt, Tyler, and Chad. It's been great.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you. It's been great talking to you guys, and obviously for me, starting out my film career, it's an honor to get to speak to you guys because you guys are, you guys are building up your careers, and I think you guys have a lot of potential ahead of you, and hopefully I'll get to work with you guys one day. Maybe when you're back here in Toronto.
Love it.
When you're back in Toronto, maybe I'll come to set and help you guys out.
Yeah, man.
In Toronto. Yeah. You're in Toronto?
Yeah, I'm in Toronto. Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Also, can't wait to see your movie, man. What's your plan? What's the plan for your project?
Yeah, well, the trailer already dropped, and I think next month is in January is when we're gonna have our final cut with the composing, sound mixing, color grading, and composing's all been done, and now it's just sound mixing. So after that, I'm gonna probably submit to some film festivals, and hopefully I'll get to meet some people that way. And I've been currently talking to a couple other filmmakers about upcoming scripts and directing their projects. So hopefully,
congrats, man! That's so awesome.
That's so awesome, dude. Please share with us
so
as soon as it comes out too. As soon as you can, share with us.
Yeah, well, if it gets accepted at a festival near like in LA somewhere, I'll definitely guys keep you posted and send you links and all that stuff. And
Love it.
yeah, I appreciate that. And before I let you go, is it okay if I get you guys to do a plug for the show?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
of course.
Perfect.
You got to tell us what to say exactly, though.
Yeah.
We'll mess it up, and then.
So what you guys can do is just state your name and say you're watching Geek Out Cinema. We can do it one by one. I'll put each of you on the big screen. All right. So let me put on. I can do Tyler first if you want to go first, and then yeah.
Don't fuck it up.
Don't.
So what am I saying? My name, and you're watching Geek Out Cinema?
Yeah, just state your name and say you're watching Geek Out Cinema.
Hey, my name is Tyler, and you're watching Geek Out Cinema. How was it, guys?
Yeah, it's
It
good.
was okay. It was all right.
Chad.
Hello, I'm Chad Villella, and I'm watching Geek Out Cinema.
Right down the barrel.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
Hey,
Matt.
I'm Matt Bettinelli. I'll start over. Hey, I'm Matt Bettinelli-Olpin, and I'm watching Geek Out Cinema.
That was awesome. Thank you guys so much for taking the time. It's been a pleasure getting the chance to talk to you guys. I'm glad that we were able to schedule something. I know you guys are busy with your upcoming projects. And as I said, I'm really looking forward to what you guys are doing for the future, especially with MGM reunions coming out. Yeah, thank you guys so much in the live chat and all the supporters and fans that have wanted to stop by and took the time to stop by tonight. I do appreciate it. And I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's show. If you guys would like to keep posted and updated with any news of my channel, make sure to go check me out on Instagram at Geek Out Cinema. The link is down in the description below. Hope you guys all have a great night, and I'll see you guys all later. Take care.
Right. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks,
Thank you.
yeah, thanks everyone for watching.
Super fun.
Bye.
Yeah.